Tentacles and Witches is one of those anime I've seen quite a few times, yet for some reason, I never sat down and watched the entire series. I don't really know why, but usually I just kind of skip through the episode and I'd never really make it past episode 2. Which is a shame because it's not like I don't like this anime. So while on stream at twitch.tv/ManimeMatt, I said if Biden won the election, I would make a video on this anime by the end of the year. And look, I was close, okay? We definitely had some hiccups along the way. But today, I really want to take some time to talk about why you guys should also watch Tentacles and Witches. And not just skip around like I did, and I'm sure many of you did as well. The show follows a character by the name of Tachibana Ichiro. You soon find out that he was the grandson of a once very powerful witch. It's obvious early on that he has a pretty natural gift for magic, as he is able to penetrate barriers with ease and does it multiple times throughout the series. Basically, he finds out that his high school teacher, Yuko Sensei, is a trained witch and begins to follow her and secretly observing her in private, obviously with the hopes of better learning how to control his own magic. Unfortunately for him, he's not the only student with magical powers who has his eyes on Yuko Sensei. Futaba is probably one of the least intelligent characters I've seen in anime in a long time. Sure, she's a witch and knows more magic than Ichiro, but goddamn, does this girl lack any common sense? Look at this scene. She actively takes a cursed object from this guy who's just selling random shit on a street corner. Like, that is the most obvious trap I've ever seen. And this is a constant theme with this girl, by the way. Either way, Futaba finds out that Ichiro is also looking to become Yuko Sensei's student, so she uses that cursed object on him, which turns him into a monster. Now, what kind of monster, you ask? Well, of course, a tentacle one, and now it's come full circle, and the anime name makes sense with Tentacles and Witches. Thank God they didn't give this anime a light novel title, or I probably wouldn't be allowed to read it on YouTube. Either way, Yuko Sensei finds, a method to turn Ichiro back into a human. And that's the end of episode 1. To be honest, I would have to imagine that this is where most people drop the show, which frankly is a really bad move. Because I'm gonna be real with you guys, there is so much more to this anime. Episode 2, we start learning that there was some foul play involved. You know that extremely suspicious guy who gave Futaba the curse? Turns out he's the bad dude with bad plans. The show really picks up around episode 3, where the main antagonist finally makes his move. He is a golem of Eisen Faust, a once super powerful wizard who has long since died. The golem is attempting to resurrect Eisen Faust through Ichiro's body. So basically, the golem kidnaps Yuko Sensei, and Futaba and Ichiro have to work together to fight him. It's a pretty good story. We find out the reason Eisen Faust wants Ichiro's body is because he is the grandson of a great witch. So as a powerful mage, he needs another powerful mage's body to resurrect himself. At first, Ichiro's plan fails. Eisen's golem knew they would try and rescue Yuko Sensei, and they fell right into his trap. Luckily for them, Eisen's golem does end up underestimating them, and they are able to break free. Luckily, the charm Ichiro's grandmother gave him was a counterspell that broke the hold that Eisen's golem had on Ichiro. And finally, thanks to that, Ichiro's true powers are awoken, which he then uses to defeat Eisen's golem and save his friends. It's a very deep story. I have to admit, I really wasn't expecting much from this anime, but once I got lost in the plot, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I also do really like the consistency of the show. I mean, from episode 1, Ichiro is weirdly connected to the charm his grandmother gave him, and to see it all come to fruition in the final episode made it feel worth it. I know it might seem generic, but the show's main discussion really is on the power of friendship. You see, Eisen's golem was a slave to Eisen Faust himself, which ended up being his downfall. He wasn't really ever able to think for himself and ended up being alone in his final fight against all the witches. Whereas, although Ichiro did have the power to make Futaba and Yuko Sensei his slaves through his monster powers, he didn't. He always made sure that they had free will and that they were on equal terms and friends. And that fact ended up saving his life on more than one occasion. That decision to make them his friends is what turned the fight and ended up saving his life. I'm actually really hoping one day that they do a sequel to this anime. This golem was known as only one of 7 of Aizen's golem, which leads me to believe that there's a lot of room to expand on this world, especially since Ichiro just learned how to use magic, so we could get some really cool fight scenes in the future. But I'm glad I finally got to sit down and watch this anime in its entirety, so I could finally see all these different characters come together. Thank you for watching. I kind of hate myself for making this video, but I also love it because it was, I mean, I'm not kidding. There's a genuine plot there. It was much better than I had expected. I thought it was gonna be painful to get through this anime, but it really wasn't. There's a warning somewhere on the screen. Please read it before you go looking for this anime, because it is of a specific genre I cannot say without this video getting demonetized. Either way, huge thank you for my patrons. You guys are my heroes. Make sure you guys follow me on twitch.tv/ManimeMatt. This is Manime Matt. Make sure you guys stay manning and go watch that goddamn anime.